Edmonton. Local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. An Alberta emergency doctor says the province needs to be doing more to prevent anyone else from dying while waiting for emergency care. The province is now investigating last week's death of a man at an Edmonton hospital. As CTV's Gates Guarin reports, one ER doctor wants the provincial government to declare emergency room wait times a crisis.
Niharika Srikumar is looking for answers.
I am here to get justice for Prashant.
Her husband, 44-year-old Prashant Srikumar, died last week at Grey Nuns Community Hospital. His family says he waited for 8 hours in the emergency department with chest pain. He died shortly after being admitted to a room.
My kids are shattered. My daughter is angry. You know, she's a teenager. She's angry, and it is the worst time. See, there is no good time. There's no good time for you to lose your parents.
The Ministry of Hospital and Surgical Health Services says Acute Care Alberta is leading the review into the circumstances surrounding Srikumar's death. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner will also conduct an investigation.
A lot of our emerge departments are really struggling to see people in a safe and timely manner.
Emergency physician Dr. Paul Parks says Srikumar's death should alarm everyone.
We're pleading for help in all of our emerge departments across Alberta, in our big, large emerge departments, that this case is just the tip of the iceberg.
He wants the province to declare a healthcare crisis.
There are many, many things that we can do in the short term if we get very creative, but we can only do it if the government is committed to fixing the problem.
This is something that I need answers for, and I am not going to stop.
Srikumar's funeral will be held this Wednesday. The family says all are welcome to pay their respects. Gates Guarin, CTV News, Edmonton.
The province has started reporting respiratory virus data twice weekly as the number of flu cases climbs. The government's website says data posted on Tuesdays will be preliminary and subject to change. Thursday updates will provide a more comprehensive view of the previous week. Current numbers show between the week of December 14th to 20th, more than 2,700 new influenza cases were reported. More than 8,700 cases have been reported so far this season. A woman is dead after falling into deep snow at Banff's Sunshine Village ski resort. As CTV's Tyson Fedor reports, despite rescue efforts, the woman died on the mountain.
Some Sunshine Village skiers witnessed the death of a 47-year-old woman on Saturday afternoon after she had been skiing on one of the resort's popular green runs.
The woman did fall into a soft snow immersion and that she was unresponsive on scene. I have heard that it could have been asphyxiation or it could have been cardiac arrest.
Sunshine Village says other skiers witnessed her fall and tried to help. Its ski patrol team was notified of an unresponsive skier and attended within 3 minutes. She was found in or near the trees off Banff Avenue, a green run on the lower mountain.
They did perform CPR for over 2 hours, hoping to revive her. Unfortunately, that attempt was unsuccessful and the woman did pass away. At this point in time, our thoughts and prayers are with the family during this difficult period of time.
The woman's cause of death is not known, but Backcountry Skiing Canada says that snow immersion suffocation accidents can happen when skiers fall headfirst into deep, loose snow, becoming trapped and suffocate. This video captures Stars Air Ambulance also arriving on the mountain, but officials say the crew returned to base after the woman was pronounced dead.
When situations like this do occur, our team really tries to work swiftly in the background. At Sunshine, it is our number one priority to try and to work to deliver a safe experience for all to enjoy the beauty of the Canadian Rockies.
With nearly 4.5 meters of snow accumulating this season alone, December was the fourth snowiest month in the resort's nearly 100-year history. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
A man in Grand Prairie is facing 2 second-degree murder charges after a weekend shooting. On Saturday, officers responded to reports of a shooting on a rural road. A 54-year-old man and 44-year-old woman were found dead. RCMP issued a public alert for an armed and dangerous person. 42-year-old Curtis Philip Halliday was arrested on Saturday afternoon. Police say he was well known to the victims.
We do believe that this specific incident was a targeted incident. I can't really discuss, because it's part of that investigational piece, the relationship there, but the victims and this accused were absolutely known to each other, and he was targeting them.
Halliday is expected to appear in court next week. Ukrainians in Alberta have been watching closely as the Ukrainian president held recent meetings with the leaders of Canada and the U.S., pushing for a lasting peace deal. As CTV's Tim Brooke explains, Ukrainian Canadians are skeptical of the political back and forth.
Two key meetings for President Volodymyr Zelensky over the weekend, both focused on one thing.
We have the conditions, the possibility of a just and lasting peace. But that requires a willing Russia.
In Ukraine, deadly strikes from Russian forces continued throughout the holidays. They've spurred on more calls for a lasting ceasefire after almost 4 years of war.
We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer.
Peace talks will continue in the weeks ahead. Among the sticking points, security guarantees and potential land concessions. Experts say work has been done, but not enough to spark optimism.
There is no reason to expect any end on the battlefield because things are pretty stalled, and the negotiations are not likely to produce any results because of Russia's intransigence.
And many still worry the U.S. president is standing in the way of a fair deal.
He's trying to pursue his own goals in this agreement, and he just wants peace no matter what it costs to Ukraine.
In Calgary, Ukrainian Canadians are watching the negotiations closely. A large portion want to return home. Some already know there's little to go back to.
We still remember where we came from, Ukraine. My parents over there, my classmates, my whole family actually in Ukraine, and it is important to support them in this difficult and tragic time.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
A Phase 1 parking ban is in place as Edmonton tries to clear up all the snow that piled up last week. Parking is not allowed on arterial roads, collector roads, bus routes, and roads within business improvement areas at all hours until clearing is done. E-park zones are also not active during the ban. If the parking ban is not obeyed, drivers can expect a $250 ticket. People can still park on residential streets so long as they aren't a bus route. The city says it expects the ban to last 3 to 5 days. Some Edmontonians are upset with how the city is clearing the roads. In South Edmonton, one man says a windrow in front of his property has left nowhere to park. He wants the city to reevaluate which roads are scraped down to the bone. Evan Kenny reports.
To put it bluntly, I was pissed.
Tom Duggleby stepped outside his front door this morning to see a pile of snow from a snow grader roughly 3 feet high and 5 feet wide.
People have been out digging it by hand. Saw somebody that was out with a snowblower and they were having difficulty moving it with a snowblower. And yet they still need a place to park on the street.
His neighbor across the street has an accessible parking stall, meaning windrows can't be left there. All that snow has been pushed to Duggleby's side of the road.
There is no physical way for me to do it. I'm 72.
Arterial and collector roads, business improvement areas, and bus routes are being cleared with a parking ban in effect for those roads.
Bus route goes down 108 there and turns at the school. Why this needs to be bare bones, I don't know.
Duggleby thinks it would be safer to leave some snow on the road and allow cars to park against the curb.
This is about where the car would park if you had to park on the side of the road. This is the middle of the road, another 2 steps. And if you have another person parked on the other side of the road and they've got a similar 6-foot pile, you're down to 1 lane of traffic.
The city says because there's so much snow to remove, windrows do happen. People are encouraged to call 311 for problem windrows.
This is not a solution. It is an absolute disaster.
Duggleby believes he's now going to have to pay out of his own pocket to have the pile removed. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
And those recent snowstorms have left Edmonton roads in rough shape, creating a challenge for travelers. Here's Miriam Valdez-Carletti on how to drive safely in a snowy deep freeze.
Sanjay Dabe spent her morning shoveling snow from her driveway.
It's hard, like sometimes, the corners it gets stuck. and there's so much of it. There's no place to put it. You can see both sides. Even if I pile up, it just keeps falling.
Recent snowfall has created a bumpy ride for many Edmonton drivers. Raj Bajwa is a senior driving instructor at A&J Driving School. His biggest tip for people is
having a good distance between us and the vehicle in front. You may have more tailgaters in these conditions who think that the conditions are proper when they're actually not.
Finding the proper lane for an intersection like this can be hard to find and a tough decision to make.
You do want to follow the path because you don't know how much snow there will be. So it is better to, use the guy in front of you as a guide.
Maintaining a slower speed is best when changing lanes and going over the bumps.
The faster you're going, the more gradual you want to be. Just think of you running on the ice and how fast can you make a turn.
Bajwa recommends only using your hazard lights in whiteout conditions, not your high beams. Some other takeaways include having winter tires, give yourself distance, and don't use cruise control since you never know when you might hit a sheet of ice. He's taught hundreds of drivers over his 23 years as an instructor. He says it's common for people to not think they're bad drivers.
Majority of them think that they're good drivers. And so it's not what the others are doing, it's what we need to do in those conditions.
Important habits to get to your destination safely. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Some families took advantage of warming temperatures to visit a one-of-a-kind ice slide in Fort Saskatchewan. The slide's lead sculptor says at 115 feet, it's the longest ice slide in Canada that doesn't need a sled. A team of 5 people built the slide over a week and a half and finished just before Christmas. And we're excited to get outside and test the track.
Yeah, we're out here today enjoying a bit warmer of a day, a manageable day today. So
this ride's super fun! Yeah. It's fun!
It's nice to get out of the house and burn off a little bit of the turkey.
It's the big payoff when we get to come out and see everybody enjoying it. Often we're finishing these projects in the wee hours of the night because we have so much else going on. And yeah, it's really nice to come out and be able to see this actually repeatedly.
The sculpting team will continue to carve and reshape the slide as long as the cold weather sticks around. They're hoping to build an even longer slide next winter. Coming up, a new tech trend taking some of the guesswork out of real estate. Also just ahead, going medieval, castles created in Ice District.
So there's tens of thousands of hours of collective labor between the time we set up on the property and to where we open to the public.
Well, today was mild in the city. Another mild one expected for tomorrow. Then the weather pattern is going to shift, and that will cool things down. I'll have that full forecast coming up.
The scale of walls and other features can be difficult to imagine. A new Edmonton business is making it easier by letting you physically walk your floor plan. It's just one of many new advances in real estate. Nicole Weisberg reports.
Come on in. So here we are at the front door, is where we start all our projects.
A floor plan on a computer or phone projected at scale.
So if we needed to verify anything, we can come down right now and see that, yeah, we are 55 inches on the door.
Direct Motion is a new business in our city that lets home builders and others walk through a space before it exists.
So that they can experience their house and they can go through their build and then they can fine-tune their designs. As you can see here, we've also included their appliances.
It's a concept owner Ryan Brown was alerted to by a friend who saw something similar out of Australia. Brown thought it was great and put wheels in motion.
About a year ago, we signed the lease for the warehouse, and we spent about 6 months figuring out how we were going to do this and installing things.
The setup includes a racking system with 8 projectors. Clients send in their floor plans, created with a commonly used design program.
A lot of people come thinking that our design is finalized. We don't think we're going to make any changes. That hasn't been the case to date. The least amount of changes someone has ever had is 8. and the most we've ever had was 36 changes.
Just one innovation in the ever-evolving realm of real estate. Another that's rapidly growing is the use of AI to visualize a property's potential.
People have a hard time visualizing space, right? Like most people can't look and see what the room will look like with a different paint color, let alone different furniture and walls moved. So being able to here's what I'm looking at in this space, and I want to know what it is like with boho or modern, and then it can literally swipe.
RE/MAX is currently testing this technology in Toronto with plans to roll it out nationwide, says broker John Carter. The industry, he says, is becoming more and more linked to technology.
Social media promotion is huge. And then on the listing promotion side, it's virtual tours.
And if you're not keeping up, he says, you're losing out, with a growing number of people preferring to experience a home from the screen in front of them. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, Edmonton is out of the deep freeze. There is one part of downtown that's still as icy as can be. Edmonton's Ice Castles opens Saturday, featuring ice caverns, slides, tunnels, and archways. Organizers say creating Edmonton's Ice Castle was a lot of work, especially with the cold conditions. After all that work, they're hoping weather will allow them to be open for the next 2 months.
There's tens of thousands of hours of collective labor between the time we take the property, set up on the property, and to where we open to the public. It's a lot of grueling work, but once we open it and people come in, it's everyone's gratified and it's worth it.
The Ice Castle is open every day except Wednesdays. Tickets range from $15 to $24. Lotto Spot is recapping a year of lottery millionaires, with Albertans snatching up the most wins across the prairies. In 2025, 49 winners across Alberta claimed prizes of $1 million or more. 7 of those wins were here in Edmonton, totaling $39.5 million. Calgary had twice the wins at 14, but the grand total was a little less at $24 million. Alberta also saw 4,300 wins between $1,000 and $1 short of $1 million. Those wins totaled $89 million. Alberta country singer Brett Kissel wants you to ring in the new year with him in Nisku.
The Silent Ice Centre has got to be the coolest arena in Alberta, maybe in Canada, and I've been to them all.
Kissel will perform at the Silent Ice Centre New Year's Eve along with fellow Alberta artists Haley Benedict and Morgan Kleiber. The show kicks off a Canada-wide tour for Kissel, including a stop in Edmonton.
We are going to be playing at Rogers Place, which I'm really excited about. It's been a long time since I've been back at Rogers. Everybody knows when I sing the anthem, the Oilers lose, so hopefully I won't sing the anthem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sing all my favorite country songs.
You can get tickets for Wednesday's show at brettkissel.com. Coming up, a place to stay with zero expectation. Lung transplant patients find a home in Edmonton.
So I just think it's a really great sense of community. And that's what Little Lily's all about. It's about family, it's about community, it's a gathering place.
Tuesday in your morning, we're talking New Year's resolutions. Did your pledge from last year stick in 2025? And is there something you will not stop doing in 2026? Join on the text line. We'll see you at 6.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Well, it was certainly a toasty day in many communities today. 5 degrees was the high in Edmonton, 3 for Cold Lake, 5 in Grand Prairie, and just below that freezing mark for Slave Lake. Lloydminster got to 4 degrees. All right, when we look at the satellite and radar earlier today, we did have some light precipitation that moved on through many areas. We're looking at the next wave for tomorrow, and it will be heavier further off to the north. So I'm going to show you that. As we head through the morning hours, this will start to develop closer to the Grand Prairie. Because temperatures will be closer to the freezing mark later in the morning hours, we may even get some freezing rain in the Grand Prairie area. And then you'll see some snow start to creep up to Peace River. So this will last all morning. Grand Prairie over to Peace River and south, looking more of a mixed precipitation or even just a rain event. This will clip Edmonton, but closer to 4 in the afternoon. So between 4 and 6, freezing rain is possible in the city. And then to the north of that, we're looking at mainly a snow event. So to the north of Edmonton, communities could pick up a couple centimeters from this. But for Edmonton, it's not looking like any sort of significant moisture. The significant moisture snowfall should be north of the Yellowhead. And that's when we're looking at a couple centimeters from this. Then this will taper off to some flurries, isolated pockets of flurries for Wednesday morning. All right, looking at temperatures for tomorrow across the board, a daytime high for High Level at -19, Fort McMurray colder at -18, Slave Lake -5, and again we are looking at snowfall, Peace River, Slave Lake, Lac La Biche, and through Cold Lake and Lloydminster again. -1 will be the high for Red Deer. Lloydminster, you're looking at a high of -3, and further to the south, well, that's where they're really warming up once again for tomorrow, +6 for Lethbridge and Calgary. All right, upper air analysis. This is that weather pattern change by Wednesday. The jet stream will shift to the south, and it's going to allow cooler air to roll into Edmonton. So we'll dip below freezing by then. This is why your longer range forecast looks like this. 0, maybe even +1 for tomorrow. And again, between 4 and 6, small chance of some freezing rain in the city. -4, though, by Wednesday as that jet stream shifts. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can see temperatures cooling significantly compared to what we've had today. We're not looking at huge snowfall amounts. 1 centimeter possible Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
As we prepare to welcome in a new year on Thursday, we're also weeks away from a new Lunar New Year. The 17th. The horse represents strength and momentum. We are still in the year of the snake right now, which is about shedding the old and reinvention. French actress and animal rights activist Bridget Bardot has died at the age of 91. Bardot became an international celebrity and global sex symbol in the 1950s and 60s. She starred in more than 24 films. In 1969, her features were chosen to be the model for Marianne, the national emblem of France. Bardot retired from acting in the early 1970s, turning her focus to animal rights. A home in Edmonton's inner city is helping save lives. It's a place for out-of-towners to stay while taking part in the lung transplant program. CTV's Amanda Anderson has the story.
Yeah, I was at that point too. I really did, Terry. I thought I was done.
Strangers brought together under one roof, bonding over a life-threatening condition. Derry Kelly was diagnosed with pulmonary fibrosis 2 years ago and needs a double lung transplant.
I went off the deep end. I was selling everything. I put everything up for sale. Because I didn't want to burden my wife with all this stuff along with me passing away.
That changed when he got into the lung transplant program.
Then there was a light. And I was able to see it. So that really enabled me to want to continue this and move on. And, I just... I knew that wasn't the end.
In 2024, the door to this house opened.
And welcome to Casa Spinelli.
A home away from home for patients.
Right from the minute I got here, I felt right at home. You're living in somebody else's house, but it's like being at home.
It's owned by Teresa Spinelli, the president of the Italian Center shop.
My parents built it after I was grown up and moved out already. I think they built it in 1996, but it was kind of like their dream home. Yeah, it's a beautiful home. It's a shame just to leave it empty.
There's 4 suites available at no cost to lung transplant patients.
Teresa and her family take care of all the bills. And so they don't have to worry. And Teresa lives down the street, and her husband pop in and say hi to the folks. Do you need anything? They're notorious for coming in with pizza.
So I just think it's a really great sense of community. And that's what Little Lily's all about. It's about family. It's about community. It's a gathering place.
They take great pride in giving it to people with no expectations from them.
Edmonton is one of only 4 programs in Canada that do lung transplant. The head of Alberta Lung says most people in it aren't from here.
Housing, food, medications, extra medications, parking, etc. It all adds up. And for some, it's too much so that they take themselves off the lung transplant list.
Terry Neufeld was discouraged from transplant because of the costs.
It made it so it was more affordable for us. That was the big thing that made me available to get this program in. And it's kind of saved my life, I think.
75 families have used the home. With 200 people typically on the waiting list, Alberta Lung hopes to break ground on its own facility in 2026 to accommodate more people at a time.
Now's the time to really help in this season of giving. We really want people to open up their minds, hearts, and wallets to this amazing opportunity to help these families, and so we can build that bigger home because the need is great.
If the call for a transplant comes before it's built, these patients just hope Casa Spinelli has room.
Then I know I can go to the hospital with having not to worry about my wife, about my family. So it means a lot.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that is our show for this evening. As always, thank you very much for sharing your time with us. I'm Jeff Hastings. Good night.